Hey guys, welcome to another video. So, is Dr. Greer a double agent? Ooh, big question. So I was watching a interview between David Wilcock and Emery Smith, one of the latest insiders to come forward. I believe it was from Contact in the Desert this year, 2018. And the video was on UAMN TV, and I'll drop a link to the video in the box below so you can check out the interview. And about 15 minutes into the interview, Emery Smith just drops a bombshell and says, so Dr. Greer's a double agent, he's been an insider on these projects. So what? Dr. Greer's a double agent? So I thought I'd make this quick video just to talk a little about this subject. So there's always been a few little unusual things about Dr. Greer. One of the first ones that just pops into my head was his initial funding. He's not shy about admitting the fact that he got into this. I think he received some funding through, I can't remember which family it was. It was either one of the Rockefellers, I think it was the Rockefeller, or the Rothschilds. I'm fairly sure it was one of the Rockefellers. But both families are infamous Illuminati banking families. So this is a bit weird to start with, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're all bad and that Dr. Greer is an insider. And I'm not meaning to insinuate that like Dr. Greer is a bad guy by any means, because he does a lot of good work for sure. So that's one little flag that came up. And another interesting thing is that it was Dr. Greer that actually put me in contact with the hybrid greys and the Zeta greys. But interestingly, Dr. Greer has always stood by this idea that the greys don't exist. The greys aren't extraterrestrials. They're what he calls PLFs. Programmed life forms built by the US government. So it's interesting because it was Dr. Greer that actually started this all for me. I started doing Dr. Greer after watching his disclosure project. I started doing his contact meditations, but because he wasn't disclosing exactly the protocols necessary at the time when I started doing them back in 2008, I sort of made up my own protocols, and some of the imagery I used in his coherent thought sequencing. Do a Google search for Dr. Greer coherent thought sequencing if you don't know what I'm talking about. And some of the imagery I was using to send the messages to the ET telepathically was images of the grey extraterrestrial, because that was the only ET I knew at the time from sort of pop culture. So and I had a load of UFO sightings, and it was later that I found Bashar's teachings, and after that had contact with the Yahyel, possibly in 2009, and definitely 3 months ago. I had physical contact with the Yahyel in the forest, where I actually went up on their ship, and I was like getting swarmed by fighter jets and everything. Got lots of videos about that, so check them out. So, and 2 weeks after that, the Yahyel actually flashed us just up here. I was at the bottom of that valley, just a few hundred yards down there, walking along and doing a Facebook live stream, and the Yahyel craft came over there, 2 of them over there, all the way around, over there, and flashed us several times, just sort of about a mile that way. And it was Dr. Greer that initiated all this through his meditation protocols. But funnily and ironically enough, he claims that greys don't exist, but I'm in contact with hybrid grey species due to his protocols. So it's totally bizarre and funny. And so I've always found this a bit strange, how Dr. Greer's always been a bit of a loner. Like, he never gets involved with other people. Like, I remember James Gilliland on the ESETI Ranch invited him to the ESETI Ranch, and he refused, and he sort of always stood by himself. He never really gets involved with other speakers. He was always sort of this lone man that's doing it himself. Always found that a bit weird. So ultimately, I don't really know if Dr. Greer is an insider, if he's a double agent or not. So I just thought I'd put it out there, talk a bit about these few unusual aspects about Dr. Greer. It's also strange how he's able to amass so many military insiders if you look at it. You know, if I suddenly decided that I was going to do a disclosure project, you know, would I be able to get like 39 top-ranking military insiders to come forth and talk to me? Probably not. So how did he get them together so easily? So I don't really know. I don't have the answers. I just thought I'd put it out there because no one's really talking about this that I'm aware of. It's a bit of a bombshell that Emery Smith dropped. And just a few words on Emery Smith. I resonated with Emery quite a lot as soon as he came out. There was something about his energy. See, from my understanding, when people have had extraterrestrial contact, we go through a huge spiritual transformation and our frequency becomes very high, we become very energized, our energy becomes very different to what we were previously. And I instantly noticed this in Emery Smith, that his consciousness is very high, he's a very high frequency, you can tell in the way he speaks, his energy he emits. And so this was sort of, and I was very drawn to him instinctually. And I was actually watching a lot of his videos just a few weeks prior to my contact experience, and I feel I got some sort of download off Emery energetically, which enabled me to have this contact experience in some way, or enable me to ease into those sort of frequencies and energies. So I'm a big fan of Emery Smith. He seems the real deal. He could be an insider, who knows? I think he commented that maybe Greer had suggested that he was a CIA insider, so they're both commenting that each other are insiders. And of course he is an insider in a way because he worked in the military. So is Emery Smith the double agent? Who knows? It's all getting very bizarre and murky out here in the world of extraterrestrial contact. So I just thought I'd talk about this. Let me know your opinions in the comment box below. Have a good day. Shivai, Earth humans, Shivai.